everybody, and welcome to video 1 in our Mermaid series. Now, we're going to be using a kit called Mermaid Realms by Victoria Designs, and if mermaids aren't your thing, that's fine. And this is a kit unlike any kit I've ever used before, but I just loved the colors, and the mermaids are so beautiful that I decided to go ahead and go with this kit. Now, I've stopped doing flip-throughs of the the Victoria Design papers because they have flip-throughs on their YouTube channel, and so you can go over there and check those out. But I did want to show you the ones that are the full page that you can't really add anything to, that we'll use as accent pages. And here's the first one. Now this one's a little, but it's a mermaid. And then we have this one. And, there's another one. And this one. And I think this mermaid is just beautiful. She looks like she has legs to me, but, when a mermaid comes onto land, she all of a sudden gets legs. So we've got some writing pages that we're going to use. Some of them have decorations on them. Some of them are just plain writing pages like this. We're going to have our decorative pages as well that we'll still add elements to, or we'll cut them and use them as, flips or whatever. So we have a bunch of these, and the entire kit that we'll be using today is, including the ephemera pages, there's 15 of them, and I cut them out by hand because my Scan and Cut would not cut out these. They're too light. You know what I mean? They're more in pastel colors. So be warned if you're planning on using your Scan and Cut. I had to manually cut them all out, and it took me 2 days. And then there's 24 journal pages, which I've cut in half to make 48. Then there's 20 of the backing papers. And let me show you these real quick. Now this one is a full version of one of the mermaids that we've already seen that was in one of the earlier pages. Let me take this off. And then we have this one, which I think is just beautiful. We have this one. I love the octopus on this one. And then we have this one. Now, this one we may cut in half and use it. Use this section up here. I'm not going to cut this into cards. We have plenty of cards. And I might use this where it says Under the Sea, And then we've got this bottom part. And then we've got the backing papers, which some of them are like this and some of them are like this. And then the ones in the very back are the solids, which, not solids, but the backing papers that are just backing papers, which is this one and this one. Okay, so that's all we're going to do as far as looking through the papers. We're going to be doing, believe it or not, a manila folder project out of this. I was going to do a book, but I know that you guys already saw 4 or 5 fairy books, so I think you probably know how to do those for right now. We'll start next year. In January, I'll be doing a lap book, so I know that for sure, and I'm not sure about anything after that. This is, I'm recording this on September 30th. This project is for the end of November. The end of October, the beginning of November. Then in November, my design team project for Line Dot Arrow is probably going to be a Christmas project. I wasn't going to do Christmas this year, but I think that's what Natalie's going to have, and so that's what I'm going to do. All right, so that's just a brief little update there. If you want more of an update, today's September 30th. So go to the Sweet Pea Papers YouTube channel, which is where you are now, but go to the home page and you can see the link to the October updates video. And we've got some great news on there for you. And it's all going to include, you know, the upcoming projects and all that. Okay, so let's set this to the side, except, oh, and here's the words. I didn't cut them out. I didn't want to have to dig through them. I'm just going to cut out the ones that I decide to use. Okay, so those are going to go over there. Then, let me show you this real quick too. Then I cut out all of this ephemera. And that's why this is going to go with manila folders. We've got all this here. And all these fussy cuts. And then we've got these little nameplates and things. There's a lot of circles, a lot. There are more circles that I haven't cut out yet, and they all have beautiful images on the inside, or they're ones that look like pearls or bubbles. Even some of the small ones have images. So the medium-sized one, I may cut the cream-colored border off. I may go back in and do that, but I may rely on the ink. Speaking of ink, the ink I'm going to use, believe it or not, is Villainous Potion. Now, this is a dark purple, and so we're going to have to be less than heavy-handed with this. I tried Salvaged Patina because that's kind of a teal color on here. And let me show you what I did. This is where I used the Salvaged Patina. Oh, let me give it a second to focus. And as you can see, to me, it just made it look kind of dirty. It wasn't enough of a contrast with the green. I was going to use the Villainous Potion on the purple elements and pages, the purple bordered pages, and then the Salvaged Patina on the green or light green bordered pages, and that just didn't work for me. So I went ahead and tried the Villainous Potion on here, and that seemed to work well, as long as you don't put too much on there, which I accidentally did there. Okay, so that was my test. These were two elements that I knew for sure I wasn't going to use, but they had the two different color borders, so that's what I used to test my ink colors. I definitely knew I wasn't going to use a brown. Okay, so those are my samples. I'm going to put this back over here. Looks like we'll be using some liquid pearls. There's quite a few bubbles that look like pearls, and we're probably going to accent those with liquid pearls and not real pearls. Well, not real pearls, but you know what I'm saying. Because it's a manila folder project, so we need to be able to close it fairly flat. So this is going to take me a while to do, and we won't do it on camera because I'll have to wait for each little drop to dry before I can go on to the next page. Okay, we're going to be using some magnets and some tape to hold our magnets down. And I think that's it. I'm going to look for some stamps and see if I have some stamps so we can do some stamping on the back of the large cards. If not, we'll be doing stenciling. Now, speaking of stenciling, this is the stencil that I've decided to use because I thought it looked like the bubbles. Now, I'll probably go across this way, but I may go ahead and do this because, you know, foam at the top and the bubbles are just going to kind of, you know, disappear. Let me get this one out of here. There's one of them didn't poke out all the way. Let me check the others real quick. Yeah, the others are all out. Now this has a T on it, so that means this is a teamy stencil that I got. And so let's take a look at the manila folders we're going to be using. Now I'm out of regular sized ones, I have 200 of these legal size ones, so we're going to go ahead and use these. Now the tabs are going to end up being cut off, and we're going to have to cut down the height and the width because the papers are only, come here, the papers are only this big. Well, that's not too bad, actually. They're going to be a little less than 8.5 tall. So, but I'm not going to fold them that way because that makes it awful thick when you fold it this way. And it makes it hard to keep it shut. So we're going to cut it from this way. And that's why the tabs and everything are going to be cut off. However, we're going to go about 3/4 of an inch out on the side. Yeah, so we can cut some tabs in. So once we cut this one down, then we'll do this part. Well, I don't think 3/4 of an inch is going to be enough. How wide is this? An inch? That's 1.25 inches. But we're not going to be using the tab as a template all the way down when we cut it out. We're only going to use this part, which is 1/2 inch. But we will do it a little bit bigger. So let's go with 3/4 of an inch. We can always cut it down when we trace our from our template that we're going to use as one of the cutoff tabs is what we're going to use as a template, and then we can always trim it down. Plus we want that border all the way around. Since I'm stenciling, I think I want to go with 1/4 of an inch border all the way down, all the way around. So now let's think about that. If we want 1/4 of an inch, and then we want 3, I might have been right at 1 inch. The tab in, 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to go 1 inch out. So let's mark 1 inch here. Then let's mark 1/4 of an inch here. I think I want to see more stenciling than that. That's too much over the page. About 3/8. Yeah, that's not 1/4 of an inch. That's 1/4 of an inch. If we put this on that first line, that should be 1/4 of an inch. Right there. We'll put that there. 1/4 of an inch there. About I think I'm going to go 3/8. So let's move this up to 3/8. So that's going to be here. Do that really light. And then we'll put this here. We're not going to be here. Drew that too dark. 3/8 is going to be past that fold. Well, most of this part, when we do use it as flaps, will be stenciled anyway. But this is going to be 1/2. That's going to be too much. Alright, let's go with 1/4. As I'm muttering to myself, let's go with 1/4. So we're going to go up 1/4 of an inch. We're going to go in 1/4 of an inch, which is this first line. There are lines right here on manila folders. They have these fold lines that makes it easier for you to fold it. And that's when you get a lot of paper inside it. You can expand the folder, but that's not what we're going to use it for. We're just going to use it to, I don't want to make a mark on that. We're just going to use it to line up our paper. There. We're going to go 1/4 of an inch above. So that's going to be here. And then we're going to go 1 inch over. Which is going to be right here. Okay, so let's cut that out and see what it looks like. Crazy, probably. I've got 4 set aside. I want to make this a bigger project. There's a lot of papers to use. There's a lot of ephemera. And, you know, I may do some of the easier pages, pocket pages or whatever off camera, just because, in the interest of time. So I'm going to cut this off on my lines. Saving these. Now remember that bottom line is just for lining up the bottom of the page. It's not going to be a cut. Okay. Save these. We're going to use this one as a template. You know, all of these are long because I used all left-handed folders, right-hand folders. Yeah, on legal size file folders, they're going to be larger. Let me look. I've got some small ones. Let's see how much smaller the tab is on this. Oh, yes, it's quite a bit smaller. So let's set these aside. We might want to use them as pockets or belly bands. And let's go ahead and cut the tab off of this. And then we'll use it as a template. So let's pretend that we are going to use this one. Oh, you know, I could have used some of these, because it would have been this height. So let's just use one of these as our template for our tab. So this is going to be, how did I do that? I did it this way, but I didn't. How did I not do that right by so much? Is this my scrap? It is. I'm like looking at it and going, what? What happened? So let's erase what's left of this line. I'm going to leave this little line just for now. We're going to take this. We're going to take this folder. We're going to trace the tab on here. So we're going to line it up even. And then we'll trace this. And then we'll trace this going all the way out. Probably not drawing it as dark as I just did. And then that will give us a tab. First, we're going to take these, or this. We're going to cut these out to the same size. Now we're going to be making the tabs in different places. I'm going to make it this wide and this high. I'm going to cut the height on first, so I have that big flat piece as a scrap, which is this one. Then I'm going to cut the height. That will give us these two tabs. This is going to make a good pocket. This will probably make a good belly band. We'll cut it off so that we have the tab part. I'm going to have 4 of those, so we'll have 8. We obviously won't use all those, but not that one. This will be our second one. We'll take the first one, which is the original one we used as a template. And we will cut this one to the same size. And then we'll have one more cut across here first. Gives you the large flap. And here's our last one. I have to do some finagling to put these together. I'd like to be a little bit different. No, not just glue them together. What fun is that? Don't let me forget the magnets that we're going to have to put in ahead of time on some of the manila folder pages. Let's get all of our big flaps together and all of our tab pieces together. I've also got, oh, it has brown on it. We'll also be using different dye to cut out, might need those right now. Scrap, so I'll put them right there. So now on this one, why don't I have 4? Oh, it's on the paper trimmer. So on this one, we're going to flip this over. And we're not going to have a center tab. Don't think. Let's just do tops and bottoms and flip them. Okay. There's 2. Let's do this one this way. I don't know why I didn't. Or if we put this in the center. Have a center tab, wouldn't we? Or a reasonable facsimile thereof. Then we'll line this up. I do flip throughs and openings, unboxings for BB Craft. That's what that, why it says BB Craft on that folder. However, I do not write in Sharpie on the folders anymore. Once you're done using it, then you're done using it. Okay, we can clean that up when we cut it. So we have a top, bottom. Once we cut it, it won't matter. Now, let me think about this. A little bit of pop always helps you think. We're going to do this the same. As an end one. But I'm trying to decide when we cut them. I think we're going to cut the whole thing as a tab so that the tab will stick out. Do you know what I mean? We're going to cut the front and the back as a tab together. There won't be this shorter part on the inside. That's going to make a difference on our width, isn't it? Maybe not. Okay. So now we're going to cut these. We have to do it by hand. And I haven't decided which one of these or one of the others I'm going to use as the cover. This one kind of, I don't know though, she's got legs. I think this one looks more like a cover because she's in the center. Like, actually, I think I set 2 aside. I did. I set this one to the side as the front cover. And this one as a back cover. Now, kind of like this one better than this one. This one has more whatchamacallits on it. So let's switch that out. I do like it better. You can use any papers you want, of course. Anything will work. You could even make this into a Christmas one. Be kind of fun, wouldn't it? I do my Christmas project in November. I'm pretty sure that's what she's going to make. Then, I think I'm going to keep doing manila folder projects until the end of the year, just because I'm kind of having fun. I know you guys like them. Ooh, that's not a very good cut at all. Right here. It's a little funky. You don't need to keep those, of course. And this is our center one. See if I can do better on this one. It's turning this corner right here that's getting me. Oh, my stomach's making funny noises. I just got through eating an omelet. Maybe eggs were not the best choice. I'm allergic to dairy. Mildly. I'm not going to go into anaphylactic shock or anything, I hope. But it did kind of give me a headache. And my stomach is making really weird noises. Wow. But you see what I mean about cutting out the front and the back as a tab. Because when you look at a tabbed folder, since this tab sticks out farther than the little one, this is what you see anyway. If you know what I mean. Goodness. Should have done a couple of these ahead of time, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. A lot of times I'll make a template ahead of time for you and then just do one on camera. But this one, a little different. So we needed to do it on camera. Now, I want to make some flaps using the folders themselves, so we're going to have to make a few cuts before we glue them together. I've discovered that I really like those flaps. We've done them in the last couple of projects, but I really like them. So we'll probably throw one or two in here. Instead of a flip down, we may make a big pocket. And flip downs are a little hard to work with. I mean, not to make, but I mean when you're using your journal. So let's do our front cover this way. And we'll do the next one this way. Then we'll put our center one in. Okay. Then we're going to put the back one on the opposite way. So let's mark this as the cover. Then inside here, where there's a pocket, I'd like to make a flip out. So let's take this one where it's flat. That won't work. It's going to have to be a bottom tab because we need the 3 lines to be on this side. I wonder if one of these other tabs, yes, this one. This one will work. This one up. Now we're not going to glue them because I need to stencil them and ink them before I glue them. But we're just going to work out a couple cuts. And yeah, we can flip the center one over as well. So let's put the center tab second. The bottom flap third. And then this one's going to face this way. That'll work. Okay. And the one in the back, we're going to make it so that, since we flipped it over, but we're going to make sure the tab is at the top. All right. So when we open this up, this one's, we're just going to do stuff too. So we're just going to leave it like so. I want to make a flip out on the cover. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Wouldn't it be kind of fun to have one on the cover? Let's see. The reason I'm doing this on camera is because I want to show you the thought process that goes behind it. We're probably going to take at least 2 videos to just put it together. I put a flip out on the cover. No, we can't do that because we've got the big piece. Let's make a big pocket here. Let's go up. Let's see, 4 inches is pretty deep, isn't it? Let's go 3 inches. And draw a line across and only to the center. I don't know if you guys know this or not. On this Tim Holtz ruler, it's narrower on this side for you to draw with. This side is thicker and has a metal edge for you to cut it. Okay. And then, of course, it's clear and it's got the marks so that you can line everything up this way and that way. Okay? All right. That's your trivia for today. So let's draw a line from the center out. Let's be careful not to draw on the other one. Probably shouldn't have left them stacked, but I think we need them stacked. Just take a look at what we're doing. You know, we're gluing this to this. So if we made this a flip out, we can still make this a pocket when we glue it on. That would still work. Yeah. So we'll cut it across here. So we can still do a flip out. Well, no, we can't, because then we wouldn't have anything to glue together, would we? That means technically we can't do a pocket here, because to make this a pocket, we would have to cut this off, and then how would we glue them together? So what we're going to do is we're going to make this a flip out. And then that will give us this much to glue together, and we can make a side pocket. Okay? So this, I don't want to write on the flip out. This is going to be 1. This is going to be 2. I try to write pretty light. We'll do flip out. Flip out. Didn't want to write on it, but okay. This is going to be G for glue. And we're going to make a pocket up here. This is going to be G for glue. And we won't mark where to glue on this because we already know where we're going to glue there. All right? We're not going to put glue here. So now when we open this one, we can make a double flip out. If we do that, though, we've only got this much to glue to the other folder. Let's use one of these. Make a flip up. It's going to be too long, so we're going to need to trim it to the shorter one. Now, there's a little bit of a tab there, so if we wanted to, we could make it bigger. Flip up's going to have to go over here so that we have our tab. Let's paper clip this here. So flip up. Okay, let's paper clip it here. That'll be fine. Here's the crease right there. As a flip up. Okay, let's just glue these two together, making a pocket. Okay, then on the back side, I'm thinking I want to make this whole thing fold out. Yeah, because we're going to glue this here. And let me see. Yeah, we can do this as a double flip out. We don't want that tab to stick out over there, okay? Remember that. The reason you don't want that to happen is because when you go to open it, this tab will get in the way. So, we might, I think we need to take this tab off. And this is going to be the back. Okay. So we're going to take this tab off so that we don't have any chance of it sticking out and messing with our stuff. Because if we glue it over here to make sure the tab doesn't stick out, then this fold is going to be visible behind all these tabs, and we don't want that. We want it to be here. Yeah, so let's cut the tab off. After all the trouble we went to cut that out. Okay. So we'll do it this way. We'll glue it on to, we need to glue it on here. So actually we need to cut it off. Let's make it a little bit shorter. So we'll cut it off there. Now, let's go back through and number everything so we know how it goes back together. And then we're going to stencil all around all the edges, in the middle, all the way up. Okay, then we're going to go around and we're also going to ink all the edges going around. So obviously that's going to take a while. So let's go ahead, flip out. So this is going to be glue. This is going to be a pocket. Then no glue, only glue down to here. Okay. So let's do G1, G2. This will be page 3. And this is going to be our flip up. Page 4. So this is going to be page 4. Then these will be glued together. So this is going to be G for glue. And then we're going to have a pocket. Here. Go ahead and ink around anyway. You're going to have the tab. Plus, when you go to put stuff in and out of your pocket, you're still going to see a little bit of this edge. So go ahead and stencil, and ink all the way around. So this was G1 and 2, right? G1, G2. This is going to be G3 and G4. And then yeah, we want to glue this on here. Even with that, or even with the edge this way. Yeah, let's make it even with the edge this way. And then we're only going to glue here. What pages? Did I number? No, I didn't. This should be 5 and 6. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this. So let's do this super light. I think I'm going to add one of these here. Gluing it on this way. Not that one. Gluing it on this way. So that would mean cutting it off here. Okay. And then in the back, we'll make this a pocket. So we're going to glue this. We're going to make a pocket at the top. No, we're not. Darn it. Well, I mean, it's going to be papered, but still. We're going to glue it along here. Glue up to score line. So this is going to be what if we made this into a flip and a pocket? We could do that here. So let's do a pocket. Then we will go up, what did we say before, 3 inches? It's not quite 6. Let's go 2 3/4. Two and 3/4. Where's the edge of it? There it is. So this is going to be a pocket down here. No, that's going to be right. Glue up to 3rd score line, which is here. So this is going to go here. We're going to cut this to the 3rd score line. Which is right there. Let's erase our pencil. So we better put no glue. If I could read my own handwriting, that would be good. No glue. Maybe glue there. We're going to glue here. And we're going to glue here. Okay. And then, so this is going to be, all right, 5 and 6. So this is going to be flip out or flip open. Page 6. All right, and we'll paper clip this in here on the side, even though we'll have to take it off to stencil it and ink it. Then we've got this on the back. This is going to be fun, don't you think? Got this on the back. This has the potential for being at least a 13 video tutorial, I think. So let's gonna do this. This is gonna open. So on this side, we're gonna glue to the score line. All the way up. But we're going to cut it in half. So, wasn't this 6 and something? I wish the measurement side wasn't on the fat side. Seems a little bit of a design flaw there. Mr. Tim Holtz's designers. Okay, that means it's an hour. So we'll do this. That's 8. Let's call it 8 3/4. So that we can do 4 5/8, and I think that will be close enough to the center. 4 5/8. And we'll draw the line and cut this in half. That doesn't seem right, does it? But I went 4 3/8 on that one. This one's short. 4 5/8. I guess this one's not right either. I think I measured it from the bottom before. We just need 2 lines so that we know we're drawing a straight line. That's all. Remember, just to the score, just to the score line. And we'll cut this in half. And we'll make 2 flip outs on the back. Okay, so this is going to go this way. No, it isn't. It's going to go, it's going this way. So that makes this our back, right? We erased it on this side. That makes this the back. And that makes 6. Glue to the line. And then if this is going to be, well, shoot, that's not going to work. Sure it will. We'll just glue it on here. So we're just going to glue along bottom. And we'll use the other side for our measurement. Now, if you think that you can calculate where your was 6, so this will be 7 and 8. Is that correct? Yeah, so let's call this 7A, 7B, and 8, and then that'll be the back. I'll go back through and make sure that numbering is correct. So this is what we've got. We've got a pretty good size deal going on here. I hope too much of that wasn't off the camera. I'm sorry. Well, shoot. Anyway, you'll see it again when we glue it together, but hopefully you saw enough of that. I think I just had pulled it down to right on it. So that's going to be it for this video. I'll see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.